keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. What's going on, guys? Day 2 here in Milwaukee, and I'm at the Trade Hotel. This is where some people are staying. Myself and John, we're not staying there, but this is, I guess this is the main home base. This is where all of the motorcycles that they're allowing us to use are. Some of them are missing. There was more motorcycles than this yesterday. And I'm riding this anniversary edition Fat Boy. And I was saying, man, I should have brought my full face helmet because I didn't know what kind of motorcycle I was riding. And as you can see, there's quite a few of these motorcycles that don't have windshields. And even the ones that do, you know, it's the very, very low ones. So, but listen, I'm sure it'll be fine. I brought my goggle type glasses, but I forgot my shades, so I have the clear ones, and that's fine. Anyway, this is the motorcycle that John's got. He's got a Fast Johnny, or also known as the Faster Johnny, because it's got a 135 engine on it. All right, so he's happy. Who's taking out cones?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Sean.
Who? Sean. So somebody pulled out and took out some cones. And guys, so this is what I'm talking about. A situation like this. To pull out of this spot, what exercise are we doing? Right? They're pulling out, they're making a right turn, or they're making a left turn because this is a two-way street. And in this case, this guy pulled out, and there's cones right here. So, look, and I want you to look at all of the space. Again, I'm not trying to blow anybody up, but we use all of these things as learning tools. There's plenty of room here. So for him to pull out and not hit this cone from this spot right here, right? He's got to go straight out, clear that cone, and then start his turn. He's got plenty of room. The double yellow line is all the way over here. So he could either go straight and make the turn, or he can even go out far and lean. But see, guys, this is why we practice, and this is why we practice exercise number 4, because that cone right there, that is the same as the cone that I put on the exercise, and that's why I put taller cones. As soon as it starts to move, foot up, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Right in the middle. And he hit that cone, so, you know, that's why we practice, guys. All right, so where we're headed, there's a lot of restrictions. We can't record. We're going to 2 different places today, and we can't record at either one. And that's cool. So I'll, as much as I can remember to tell you guys about it, I will, and we'll go from there. Let's talk to, I don't want the sun behind him.
Want to check out my cool ride?
Yeah, man, Cycle Fanatics.
We got a 2023 Faster Johnny.
Faster.
You may ask, why is it faster? Because it has the 135 in it.
I already told him.
So that's why you call it Faster Johnny. That's what Ryan told me to call it.
Yeah.
But Street Glide, Fast Johnny, beautiful bike.
Yeah, man,
Really
good.
quick, front wheel comes off the ground.
Good to see you, man. As always, man.
Of course, my man.
We're having a good time. We got great weather.
Absolutely, we always have a good time.
Yeah, man, we got great weather. It's
Always
not
have
burning
a good
up,
time,
not hot.
both of us.
And I guess, what are we waiting
Good
for?
energy, good vibes.
That's it.
Good friends. That's all you need.
And totally sober.
That's right. That's right.
So guys, I like this Fat Boy. I've always liked the Fat Boy. I even considered buying one. I test rode one. And this is why I got the Breakout, because the Breakout has the same back wheel as far as the width, but a 21 inch in the front. And I love the thickness of the fork, the bezel right here. I love all of this. Right, of course the exhaust, it's the same layout as it is on the Breakout. So very nice. Hey Ryan, let me talk to you, man. So I noticed when you pulled this motorcycle out, you immediately scooted up. Why'd you do that?
I choked up so that I can have control of the bike and be up over the top of it, and it allows me to do full bar locks because now my arms are bent and I can completely put it into a
That's
bar.
right.
Yeah, buddy.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
You know that.
I'm telling you, we're not making this stuff up.
Nope.
And if you saw him pulling out, what was the difference with him pulling out versus everybody else I've been looking at? Control of the motorcycle.
Yeah,
and it's not an easy motorcycle to turn,
no,
but the rules don't change.
Yep.
Nice looking breakout, man.
It is nice. I gotta find a helmet. My luggage got freaking held up.
So guys, this breakout just really looks nice, man. I mean, I saw it in California. I mean, not California. I saw it in Florida last year at Daytona. But it's, you know, of course, I still prefer my black, but it's nice to see it. Nice to see it. So guys, this is one of those locations where I can just stand here and look at everybody pull out their motorcycle and just evaluate it, right? Again, it's not about blowing people up or making people feel a certain sort of way, but it's to bring awareness to how rare it is to see somebody pull out like Ryan just did, right? It's very rare. Preloader Nation, it's not rare for most of us, and some of us that it is. That's why we're in Preloader Nation, because we care about it, we're working on it. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna let the video of John and I out in California riding the Street Glide and the Road Glide 2023 models, the CVOs. I'm gonna let that roll while I talk to you about what we did next because we weren't allowed to record. So the first place we went to was PTO, which is Powertrain Operations. And this is a location where they do everything as far as builds. They build the engines, they build the transmissions, a lot of machinery, right? A lot of stuff going on there. And they were actually doing a guided tour while we were there. But the people in that guided tour, they're yellow lines on the ground, and they had to kind of stay within those lines. And they're really just walking in like a maze, like a, you know. But for us content creators, we got a guided tour as well, specifically for us. And it took us well beyond the yellow lines, showing us everything that's going on with the development, not just of these motorcycles, but of Harley Davidson motorcycles, period. And I have to tell you guys, very, very impressive stuff. Good people working there, good attitudes. I get a good vibe from everybody, including the guy that was showing us around. And if you get a chance, next time you go to Milwaukee, or if you've never been there, I would definitely go and take this tour just to see some of the stuff that goes into making the engines and suspension and, you know, all of this stuff, I mean, everything that goes into the engine and the machines that cut pieces into shape and forms, and every department, everybody has a job to do, and it's unionized. So, you know, I really appreciate that. The next building that we went to is the PDC, which is the Product Development Center. And let me tell you something, guys. Yes, this was another secret location. We can't record, can't take pictures, anything like that. But when I walked out of that building, anything that I took for granted as it pertains to a Harley Davidson motorcycle, that disappeared. It's so impressive what this company does, and all of the steps that they take to do what they do. So much goes into making these motorcycles and getting them to a certain point where they are ready for production for us to ride them. I mean, so much goes into it. I mean, it was killing us all not to be able to record some of this stuff, because it gives you so much more appreciation for these motorcycles and for what Harley Davidson puts into these motorcycles. I mean, there's so many areas where they can cut corners. Well, I'm not going to say cut corners, but they don't have to go as far as they go to meet a standard, and they go beyond that. Because remember, they have to make these motorcycles and they have to be productive for not just the United States, but for other countries that have different rules and standards. And they could just find the point that meets them all and just stay there, and they just don't. They go to the highest level for each region. I mean, that's just crazy. And seeing all of these beautiful CVOs in that building, knowing that they're never going to sell them. And we asked too, what are you guys going to do with this motorcycle? And they go, can't sell them. So they're going to be scrapped. Oh, it hurts my heart to even say it. Now, while we were in the product development center, a portion of that was we got to sit down in a room and have a PowerPoint presentation with everybody that was involved in the design of these CVOs. And that was eye-opening as well. It was enlightening. I learned some stuff in there that I didn't know yet. But it's also good to hear this stuff from people that actually started the development on this, which started 3 years ago. Imagine having to hold all of this stuff in. I mean, it was tough for John and I, and we had to only do it for about 2 months. But we were allowed to take some pictures in there. So I took some pictures of the some of the slides that they were showing, and I want to talk to you guys about it now. Nothing in depth, but just briefly show you some of the stuff that we saw. So they discussed a new suspension on this motorcycle, which includes the inverted front forks and the improved rear suspension. And I can tell you that it's a difference that I can feel, and I felt it right away. New branded Brembo brakes, and the brakes are substantially improved. Substantially, not just the front brake, but the rear brake as well. Like, that rear brake will definitely enhance the stopping power of this motorcycle, whether you use it in conjunction with the front brake or alone. Now, of course, still your most stopping power is with the front brake, but the rear brake used to be almost insignificant. That's not the case anymore. A new windshield, and of course a new fairing. All of this stuff makes the motorcycle more aerodynamic, and which is going to improve the comfort of the rider. Liquid cooled engine, guys, and let me tell you something. We were riding those bikes for a few hours, and when I say riding them, we were riding them. And it occurred to me when we stopped, I'm like, well, how come I'm not feeling a bunch of heat coming from these motorcycles? This is a huge improvement. I mean, it really is. The bike, I'm not saying you're going to put your hand on it. It's still an engine, but it is significantly less hot or less heat coming from this motorcycle. Significant, and I noticed that right away. Long haul ergonomics, that's referring to a redesigned seat that's going to give you more comfort related to the hips, a front brake lever that is adjustable, pre-wide connection points for heated gear, and standard heated grips that you can adjust on the grip and in the infotainment screen. And it's not a dial at the end of the grip anymore. It's actually a button at the end of the left handlebar grip. And it's a staged button, like low, medium, high. So I do like that, because there were times when I would feel heat on my hand and wonder what's going on. And it's because my hand inadvertently turned on the heated grip. Much improved handlebars on the Road Glide. And you're going to hear me talk about this more than once, because it's the first Harley Davidson motorcycle touring model that I've ever gotten on that the stock handlebars ergonomically for me were perfectly comfortable, no adjustment needed. But even if it was needed, very simple to push them up or down because of the new design with the triple tree, and we're going to talk about that. The issue that people were having with storage in the fairing with the Street Glide, myself included, well, that's been solved with this huge tray that now comes out, and the tray doesn't even get in the way. You can be riding, make full lock turns, and the handlebars won't touch it. So that's definitely a much needed addition to the Street Glide, and it's an improvement. All new infotainment screen, guys. 12.3 inch TFT screen. Just a beautiful thing to look at. Wait till you see it in person. And if nothing else trickles down to the other models when they do come out, this is something that has to, because it makes or breaks anything. It's the biggest screen on any motorcycle. And if you guys haven't seen it, you definitely have to look at it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not ready to get rid of an older model or add this to your current models, don't even look at it, because you're not going to look at what you have the same. That's my opinion. And within the new infotainment screen, you have the ability to open your garage doors. Awesome. You have screen display options, and there's multiple ones of that. You have widgets, and the widgets are different things that you can place on the screen. And you have navigation, of course, and a lot of different ways to display the navigation. So it's overwhelming. It's in a good way, and I can't wait to really dive into it. And once I get this motorcycle in my garage, guys, I'm going to go over a lot more of this stuff with you. Hand controls have been totally redesigned. They feel good. They look good. They're positioned in a way that makes sense. And so you can tell that a lot of thought went into it. Wi-Fi is new to this motorcycle, so it can connect to your devices and give you stuff like traffic and weather and stuff like that. Bluetooth, which we already had, and CVOs came with a whim, so you didn't have to add anything to be able to use Apple CarPlay. Well, now it's built into the device, so although we don't have to add it, it doesn't have to. There's no whim at all now. It's built into the system. Voice recognition that is more conversational rather than fixed, so that now you can say things in the navigation like find me the nearest gas station. Ride modes are now available, and there are 5 of them. 3 of them are already set, and then 2 can be programmed. Rider safety enhancements, and those enhancements include cornering electronically linked brakes, cornering ABS, cornering traction control, cornering drag torque slip control, enhanced vehicle hold control, tire pressure monitoring. And that enhanced vehicle hold control, also known as hill hold or whatever the hell it's called on most vehicles. Now the 2021 models came out with that, and they have it, but the way it has been enhanced is now you can lock it by pulling in the front brake or the rear brake while you're sitting still, and you can now release the clutch, and the motorcycle will stay right where it is. You don't have to hold the clutch in anymore using the auto hold feature. That's awesome. I mean, that's just great. When he said that, my jaw dropped. An improved high-performance Rockford Fosgate Stage 2 audio system, and it can be upgraded as far as the saddlebag speakers to 6x9s. That's a Stage 3. Other accessories include a heavy breather air cleaner. Now, I actually had this air cleaner on the Road Glide that I was riding, and same issue. It was hitting me on the leg, so I don't know about that one. I would recommend this one if you were going to improve the air cleaner, the Extreme Wedge. It looks good. It's not going to be in your way, and it's going to improve the airflow in the motorcycle. Then you also have different wind splitter windshield designs and heights. You have saddlebag guards, which you know for a fact I'm getting, definitely. And lastly, color matched tour packs. And with the look of the Road Glide, I can let you know right now I'm getting a chopped tour pack, because I've already seen this motorcycle with the chopped tour pack on it, and in my opinion, it balances out the motorcycle. It looks really nice. And there's a significant difference in the weight of these motorcycles. And this triple tree right here, the old part was metal, the new part is aluminum, and it is a significant difference in the weight. 31-pound difference on the Street Glide, 35 pounds on the Road Glide. All right, guys, I want to talk to you about this room. This room is also in the PDC, Product Development Center. And again, we weren't allowed to record or take pictures. So this is not a picture that I took. This is actually a picture that I got offline. But this room, when we walked in this room, we were all blown away. Now, you see the motorcycle that's in this picture. Of course, that's not the motorcycle we saw. We saw a CVO, a 2023 CVO Street Glide. And this room is designed to record sound. Now, look, I'm not even going to get into a lot of specifics, guys, on what this cost. But when they closed the door, like when we first walked in the room, it almost felt like we lost our hearing a little bit. We can still hear, but there was no echo. This room, the way it's designed and all of this stuff that's on the wall and these high ceilings, it totally eliminates echo. And it is surrounded by microphones. You see microphones on the left side, you see microphones on the right side, and they run the length of that room. And the purpose of these microphones are to record sound in different conditions, different rev ranges and whatever. And this is one of the examples I was talking about where there's certain regulations, noise regulations, that have to be met here in the United States, but it's different in other countries. So Harley Davidson clearly could have just picked one line that covers every region and then stuck with that, because it damn sure would have saved them a lot of time, energy, money. But they didn't do that. They tailored it to each specific region. That's crazy, guys. I mean, this is what I mean when I say getting this behind the scenes tour really gave me a better appreciation of what this company does and what they put into their motorcycles. It's just, it's beyond impressive. I wish I can share everything I saw in there with you guys. All kind of technical stuff. Motorcycles hooked up to machines that simulate riding on a bumpy road. They actually take a motorcycle out on a bumpy road and record everything that motorcycle experiences with equipment on the motorcycle, and then they bring it back to the PDC and input this information into the machine, and the machine will continuously simulate this over time. And it's basically giving the motorcycle a stress test because clearly a person couldn't ride the motorcycle in those conditions, the amount of time that the motorcycle is on a machine. Again, I could talk to you guys about this stuff, but it's never going to compare to you actually seeing it. Most of you won't get to see it, and that's why we were all so blessed to be not only allowed to see this, but to be trusted with this opportunity. All right, guys, so I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed this video or anything that I put out there and you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do so. Hit the like button. That also helps me out. And share these videos with people that you know and love, or even some people that you don't. And if you want to be notified anytime I put out a new video, hit that notification bell and switch it to all. Stay tuned, guys, because I have day 3 coming out from my trip to Milwaukee. Take care, guys. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time doesn't equal practice time, guys. And if you have time to ride your motorcycle, you have time to practice on it. Until next time.